All right, so we're going to make a cucumber trellis, A-frame cucumber trellis for the garden for Gina. Using some old 12-foot 2x4s that were all twisted and warped in the barn, and some wire we got at the hardware store. So this is 5 foot across. We're going to make the trellis just slightly more than 5 foot and across and 7 foot tall. So we're going to do two different types of joints. We're going to do a tongue and groove joint using mostly hand tools. So I'm going to try to do that without using too many power tools, but I am going to use a power drill because I don't have a hand auger. So I'm going to have to use the power drill to make some holes, and then I'm going to chisel out the groove and put the tongue in there. And then we're going to do lap joint, where I take half of the cross 2x4, we'll take half of that off, and then the up and down 2x4, we'll take half of that off, and we'll put those boards together and throw some wood screws in. And that I will be doing mainly with power tools. So we're going to do one with mostly hand tools and the other one mostly power tools. So let's get this project done. Well, I've got them all pinned with 3 oak dowel rods in each corner of the tongue and groove. So I'm done with this frame. I wanted to point out my hammer. I don't know why I grabbed this hammer to hit the dowel rods in with, but I found this old hammer head, no handle, just the old hammer head in the barn. It might have still had some rotten wood up in the hammerhead here, and maybe a little bit of rotten wood sticking out the bottom that I drilled out. But it was in bad shape. I mean, worse than, I got these two tools with it. They were all laying in a rusty old bucket inside the barn. This file and this wood rasp here. And I've cleaned both of these up. I mean, it had like caked on, you know, a quarter inch or eighth of it, not a quarter inch probably, but about 1/16 or eighth of an inch of caked on rust on it. This file is so bad that when I started to clean it, I'm like, that's just no good as a file anymore. It's been pitted so bad, and the rust ate away any teeth on this file. So, but I was able to take this hammerhead, drill that rotten piece out, take some sandpaper to it and a wire wheel, and get some of that rust off of there, get most of it off. Now, I wasn't going to polish it completely, but I kind of like the oldness here with the dark coloring of the metal. And got this ash handle here. Just you know, sanded it up, trimmed it up, sanded it up, and knocked her into place. Put a couple wedges in here, and just put a natural finish on the outside, a wood oil finish on the outside of this hammer. And I have a hammer that was my very first hammer that I had as a carpenter when I thought I might be a carpenter for life. And that's the hammer I normally use, but I've kind of grown to this hammer. And I have my dad's old hammer, and it kind of reminds me of that hammer a little bit. But I don't know, I just, something about this hammer being in that barn. Does it go all the way back to the 30s, 40s, 50s? You know, how old was it? How many things has it built? How many things did they repair around the farm with it? So I'm putting it back to use.